welcome in. I don't even know what number it is. It's been so long since we did a show. And if you're saying, where the hell have you guys been? Well, I think it started off that I got the Roro.
You got Corona.
And then Will went on dialysis.
Yeah.
And then my back just went out. And anybody suffer from back pain or, look up ozone injections. That's all I have to say. Look those up and check them out. But that's where we've been. And this is the first Monday where we both were alive and
able to do anything.
Feeling.
Look, it just happens to be the last Monday of 2020 and the last show of the year.
Yeah.
So
I will tell you this about the coronavirus is that it was touch and go for me. For one day, I got the antibodies and started feeling better, and so I got the antibodies built up in me. I'm not getting the vaccine. Will I get the vaccine? I think I will, and multiple reasons why. And we'll discuss that on another show. A lot of things going on. I remember with this Nashville bombing, the first thing I thought was, can we have one day without something like this happening? No, it's Christmas Day. Can we? It's Jesus Christ's birthday. Can we have one day? No, nope, not gonna happen.
No,
it's not gonna happen. So the Nashville bombing suspect, they have identified the guy. The carnage that happened, oh my goodness.
Pretty nasty.
It is. So what do we know about the bomber? The more I think about this guy, he's 65 years old? And his name is Anthony Quinn Warner. Supposedly he told his neighbors that Nashville and the rest of the world are never going to forget me. Yeah, they're going to think you're a maniac.
Right.
That this happened. Had no prior arrest except a 1979 possession of marijuana arrest. That's it. So, I keep seeing the experts saying, well, we need to decide how we so this never happens again. I'm going, the guy evidently was crazy, 63. And
you can't stop crazy. I'm sorry, people.
Evil, you can't stop evil.
There are always going to be people like that, and you want to try to do whatever you can, but they're still going to find a way. There's still going to be someone who lets their guard down. There's still going to be someone who makes a mistake and lets someone through, and someone's going to do this.
So supposedly they found human tissue and the debris that led to, them knowing that he was the guy. Police added the motive. They don't know. Now, there's a couple things that I've discovered. They also investigating, did he used to blow up dogs? Did he blow up dogs?
Well, and who knows? This goes back to different entities trying to, say,
spin it
and say, hey, if they had a history of mental illness and a history of, and there have been ties to people who are big into animal abuse at a young age or at a certain age that go on to escalate.
Now, I found this video. Look, I'm not saying I am a conspiracy theorist at heart. And first thing, I heard was AT&T, which was bombed, had something to do with the Dominion voting machines. They've kind of debunked that a little bit. William Kennard, who is on the board of the managing company for AT&T, and anyway, he was Obama's FCC director and all kind of. He's also on Staple Street Execs, which actually bought Dominion Software in 2018, soon after Trump was elected. I think it was July of 2018. There was big talk that Biden's brother-in-law, Stephen Owens, was co-founder of Staple Street Execs and was the guy that, everybody said, well, he doesn't own it. I mean, it's a corporation. You don't own it. You're on the board. Now, there is a guy by the name of Stephen Owens. Now, that Stephen D. Owens Now, Biden's brother-in-law is Stephen J., and he goes by Jack Owens. He's a well-known attorney in Nashville. So I started thinking about all of this stuff. All this in Nashville? So the guy, Stephen Owens, that basically sits on the board of Dominion, his name is Stephen Owens, and not the same Stephen Owens that Valerie, Joe Biden's sister, is married to, and they've been married, I think they got married in 1978. But all this stuff going on in Nashville, Joe Biden's sister and her husband happen to live in Nashville. The company that owns Dominion happens to be based in Nashville. And supposedly AT&T had gotten a contract to do a forensic audit of the Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Dominion has come back and said that is not true. So as I played this video, that, look, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if I'm just sharing it with you. And I am a conspiracy theorist at heart. So I don't believe that Joe Biden, you know what's cray-cray is that when you go on any search, Google, Yahoo, and you search for Valerie Biden, now it's Joe Biden's sister, everything pops up. I'm serious. You could go do it right now as we're on. And everything pops up. Joe Biden's brother-in-law does not own Dominion Software. And I'm going to tell you, this guy, I was able to find one picture of Joe Biden's brother-in-law. One picture. I'm just saying, I'm a nobody. If you go on Google right now and search Kevin B., you're probably going to find a couple pictures of my ugly mug.
Sure.
Just saying. But let's roll the video, and it points out the RV and where the AT&T office is. And as you can see, right there, there's an explosion. The RV is on this side.
RV's not in the same place. That's
No.
wild.
So
Did it move, supposedly?
No. They're saying that there was another explosion that happened over here. And so is it true? I don't know. Look, I'm just gathering information and sharing it with you tonight.
The RV's not there in the other picture, so I'm wondering, are they saying that it moved over there? Or?
No. The RV was there. You can see the RV. Want to go back a little bit?
Uh-huh.
At that camera angle, you can't see the RV is right there.
Right, I see it there.
And then in the next picture, they moved the camera angle. I guess I don't know, and I don't know the source of this. I don't know. I'm just sharing information. That's all I'm doing is sharing information. So, but the heroes of the day have to be the police officers,
without a doubt.
And so the police officers went into the scene. And because they had gotten calls and decided they were going to evacuate people. And some of these are rookie cops. Some of these officers are rookie cops, but they are being held the heroes. I posted something on my personal Facebook yesterday, and this guy goes, I don't like cops. I'm going, these guys are heroes, man. What is the matter with you? Cops seem to leave me alone, because usually I don't break the law.
Yeah, that's a minor detail.
Yeah, I don't break the law, and they seem to just leave me alone. But Brianna Hosey is a 4-year veteran. James Lulin has been with the department for 3 years. Michael Sipos is a rookie, 16 months on the job, and still said, I'm going to rush and try to get these people away. Amanda Topping is been with the department 21 months, not even 2 years.
Wow.
James Wells with the department for 21 months. An 11-year veteran, Sergeant Timothy Miller, been 11 years with the office. The crazy thing, one of those officers decided that he was right by the RV, that he was going to go look for a friend and make sure everything was okay. As soon as he got out of harm's way, that thing blew up. He could be dead right now.
Wow.
So thank you for the police officers. I'm going to get into the Dominion software coming up in a second. And we're going to talk about the Dominion software. And, I'll show you what I mean about the fact checkers. And it's kind of cool. Saturday, I had nothing to do, so I put Joe Biden is not a legitimate president. Immediately, the fact checkers covered up the picture. Immediately.
You just did it just to mess with the fact checkers.
I just did it, and I asked everybody to share it, and let's work the fact checkers today. Let's work their fingers to a bone.
Just make the algorithm go.
Exactly. President Trump, I was kind of disappointed, but he's kind of in a bad place because funding goes away for millions and millions of people that are on unemployment. So he signed the bill.
Oh, I know.
Yesterday, last night, and $900 billion coronavirus bill. On our morning show, we talked about where's the national debt now? 25 million
trillion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, trillion. Let me get that right with a T. 25 trillion. So this is going to add another 1.4 trillion. So I wouldn't be surprised.
And if they get the extra 2,000,
and if they get the extra 2,000, the House voted today. Nancy Pelosi and her crew voted today to increase the limit to 2,000. The Senate has said that they're not going to vote for it. And I've been very, 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 very critical of this bill because it is packed with so much fat. President Trump said that I didn't read all the bill because I can't. It's 5,000 pages.
Who could? None of the legislators who did their job.
They didn't read it either.
No, they didn't read it.
So illegal aliens get 1,800 while Americans get 600? How is that? Foreign countries, and I can give you the list of foreign countries. Egypt, over $1 billion. They hate us. They're going to go buy all kind of military stuff, weapons from Russia. So basically, we're giving Russia money.
Why are we giving any other country money?
We
have the need here.
Yeah, we do. And $27 trillion.
So we're borrowing money and going further into debt.
That's all we're doing.
To give it to other countries. That makes 0 sense, people. 0 cents.
That is all we're doing is giving money to foreign countries. All right, so Joe Biden is Joe Biden's sister married to the Dominion software owners. That's the biggest thing. Here's one example of the fact checkers. This is from Reuters that Joe Biden's sister is not married to Dominion software system owner. First of all, I'll say it again. It's a slip of words that they use because they know damn good and well a corporation is not an owner, it's a shareholder. And so now the guy that owns Dominion Software, his name is Stephen Owens, not to be confused with Valerie. Her husband's name is Stephen J. Owens. This guy is Stephen D. Owens. Valerie Biden's husband, goes by the name of Jack. This guy looks to me like he's in his 50s. Valerie Biden's husband is in his 70s, so I could
different guys.
It is different guys. There is no evidence that I could find that Biden's sister, Valerie Biden Owens, married to Stephen Owens,
happens to be two Stephen Owens.
Yeah, is the same guy,
and they happen to both be in Nashville.
There is nothing I would like to do to pinpoint that this guy is the same guy, but it's not the same guy. What do we know about Dominion Software? Like I said, July 16th, 2018, Dominion was basically acquired by Staple Street Capital that is owned by Stephen D. Owens. And some of the people that are on the Dominion board are former Obama ambassador. His name is William Kennard. He is a executive board member of Capitol Street, which owns Dominion.
Right.
And he also served as the ambassador to the EU under Obama, also served as the FCC communication. He was the chairman of the FCC under Bill Clinton. So he's got plenty of ties to the Democratic Party.
Yep.
Yeah. So I can't say that Biden's brother-in-law is the guy that owns Dominion or is on the board, but I could say we got enough dirt proving that these guys.
There's plenty of Democrats that are right up top.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Michigan Attorney General, bless her heart. What did I? Am I out order here?
We got it.
Yeah. Oh, we got Joe Biden's video. I'm sorry. We're rusty, man. It's the first time we've done this in a while.
It's in a month almost.
So Joe Biden goes on press conference and wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. But I'm going to tell you, you think that Trump is thin-skinned? This guy. And he keeps using the same phrases that aren't really popular nowadays. One-trick pony, and so on and so forth. So they asked him about little Hunter Biden.
Oops.
Yeah, and it was a mistake that they asked him because he really wasn't having any of it. Here's Joe Biden taking the stage on Christmas Eve. Well, I think it was Christmas. Maybe it was New Year.
Immediately walks away as soon as they say something about Hunter.
Yes. God love you, man. You're a one-horse pony. I tell you. Thank you. Thank you. I promise you.
Didn't even say it
my
right.
Department will be totally on its own, making its judgments about how they should proceed.
Oh, we can count on that.
A one-horse pony,
yeah.
not a one-trick pony.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got that wrong.
A one-horse pony, which is a little redundant.
One-horse pony. So thank you very much. I can't wait to get him on the mic, and hopefully somebody has the cojones to ask him questions. We know it's not coming from CNN. We know that off the bat.
At least somebody asked him about Biden or about Hunter. So.
I'm very happy about that. So, we just got finished with Christmas, the birth of Christ. And I'm glad that we still live in a country that we can talk about Merry Christmas, birth of Christ. But evidently, the Attorney General of Michigan. Now think of the winners that we have in Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. And nothing against Muslim, but the Muslim population has taken over parts of Michigan.
Yeah.
So they got to be very politically correct. So you got Whitmer.
Oh.
And then you got this woman, Dana Nessel, who is the Attorney General. She's got a problem with Merry Christmas. In fact, her son, who is a teenager, was devastated. He was devastated when somebody told him Merry Christmas.
Oh my God!
At a store. Now here's the
next
problem.
thing you know, it's going to be hate speech to say Merry Christmas.
It's crazy. And here's the problem: if you've raised your kid. I think the kid's 14 years old. So if you raise your kid for 14 years and he's devastated over Merry Christmas.
An employee at a store said Merry Christmas. And he's what? He's devastated?
He's devastated. So your parenting skills must really suck if your kid goes completely into devastation mode over that. Look, I dated
him.
I dated a Jewish girl. And we'd celebrate Christmas. We'd celebrate Hanukkah.
Sure.
And, I've never seen her ever get devastated over the whole thing about, hey, Merry Christmas. We are 78% and falling as far as Christians in this country. We are still a Christian country. But this is the video that started all this that she tweeted Trump talking about Merry Christmas. This is what started.
By wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. Remember the word? Remember? We started 5 years ago, and I said you're going to be saying Christmas again, and we say it proudly again. Although they'll be trying to take that word again out of the vocabulary. We're not going to let them do that.
No, it's probably going to happen. It's not. Merry Christmas is probably going to be outlawed because it offends somebody. Well,
I'm sorry. Does Happy Hanukkah offend somebody?
No, yeah. Somebody said, "Hey, Happy Hanukkah," or Ramadan. It never offended me.
Great.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that's Muslim, and during Ramadan, I tell him Happy Ramadan, and with Christmas, he tell me. The whole thing is crazy.
It is.
If you're such a snowflake that you can't take two words, Merry Christmas, then your parents have done a terrible job.
Clearly.
All right. So I saw this last night that Amazon Prime is being offered to EBT holders. And they're getting a discount, whereas hardworking Americans still have to pay $12.99.
What's that about?
But if you're on EBT, if you got an EBT card, now EBT, of course, you got your food, and there's also a cash option that you get money. So for hardworking Americans that are doing the right thing, $12.99 a month. Or if you're on food stamps and welfare, you only pay $5.99 a month. So,
I'm sorry, but I don't think Amazon Prime would be a priority if
I
you're,
wouldn't think it would be
if
either.
you're on food stamps and welfare. I'm just saying.
I was like, so why are we giving them a break?
No.
I
Why would shopping online be a priority in that situation? Why wouldn't you just be worried about making ends meet and paying your bills?
Well, you know me. I'm kind of a hard ass. I believe that the food stamp program in America is broken. As I stand in line behind people, and they're buying chips and Coke and energy drinks and rib racks and all kind of other stuff. It's broken. Food stamps should be the staples. Now, my idea of staples does not include candy, chips, and ice cream.
No.
It just doesn't. You know, as a guy that grew up in a family that we ate beans 3 or 4 days a week, we ate meat one time a week.
Because that's all they could afford.
We didn't have candy. I can't remember one time my mom, Easter. And, you know, we survived. I ate a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and bologna sandwiches. EBT system is broken.
Yeah.
It's going to hell in a handbasket. So President Trump, recent poll by USA Today, they looked at the majority of Republicans want the president to continue this fight. And so I looked at the date of the survey, December 24th. So the majority of Americans want the president to continue to fight. It shows that 96% of Democrats and only 20% of Republicans believe that Biden was legitimately elected president of the United States. So 20%.
And see, I don't believe that many Democrats actually believe it was legit.
Yeah, well, I think a
bunch
lot
of them are just like, oh, well, yeah.
We won. Oh, great.
Sure.
78% of Republicans and only 3% of Democrats fell into that category where they believe that he was elected fairly. Majority, 57% of Republicans believe the president should continue to fight for this election. And we're in the closing days.
Yeah.
Electoral College takes the vote coming up on January 6th.
Yep.
And if Biden is confirmed with that vote, we're done. We're done. Trump
you
goes
watch,
away.
though, there's going to be some that'll say, no, we'll wait till the inauguration day, which
we'll
is the
see.
20th. But no, it's the 6th is really going to be it. If there's going to be any real chance, I know that there's been several states that sent alternate electors, and there's a possibility, but there's also been some distance with a lot of Republicans. A lot of Republicans are losing their backbone.
I tell you what, I am just as mad at Republicans as I am Democrats for passing this stimulus bill packed with so much pork. You know what? I'll go one step further. Every Republican that voted for that should be not elected again.
Agreed.
And I'm hoping. I've had people tell me you're leaving the country on January 13th. Yep. So you're waiting for you're not even waiting for the shooting to start. I'm like, I don't believe there's going to be any shooting.
No.
I really don't, and I didn't even plan it that way, but it is what it is. Breonna Taylor's statue in Oakland. Now, she's from Louisville,
Kentucky.
And so, as I'm like, why did they put up a statue of Breonna Taylor in Oakland, California?
And why do they do anything anymore?
So I started thinking about this, but it was destroyed over the weekend, and now they're calling it a racist. What happened is racist. Let me tell you how cheap these son of a guns are. You know, most of the time when you put a statue up, it's a bronze statue, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's ceramic with insulated foam in the middle.
Pretty cheap
Oakland.
statue.
Damn. I mean, so it's made out of ceramic, and over the weekend it was chipped away. We don't know if it's a racist that did that. Some people are calling it racist aggression and this and that.
And a hate crime.
Yeah, hate crime. We don't know if that's the deal.
I mean, what? There's never been kids that just vandalize stuff to vandalize
So
stuff?
let me ask you this much. when they tore down the Lincoln statues. Was that racist? I'm just asking. Was it racist?
Well, I think they were supposedly it was BLM and Antifa, fighting against white supremacy against Abraham Lincoln. I think you guys need to get your facts straight.
Yeah, evidently those guys can't be racist.
No,
those guys can't be racist for sure. All right, last story. Looks like AOC. I tell you what, the squad has got some cojones. These guys have been going up against the establishment Democrats, and there are talk that Nancy Pelosi might not be speaker if certain things happen.
She might not get it because, there's been several Democrats that are out with COVID. There's been, obviously they lost some seats in the House. And then with all the progressives that are there, they may, and there's a lot of people that are not happy with Nancy Pelosi anyway.
So she lost 15 votes last time.
She may not.
And they said it could be more.
Yeah. She may not make it as Speaker of the House. We could have a Republican Speaker of the House.
Oh, wow. How interesting would that be?
Oh, pretty crazy.
So all these Democrats have been pushing the scare tactics about the coronavirus and might decide not to show up because it's an in-person vote. Here's the problem I have with these people. They have been getting paid all this money to do nothing. There are hardworking people out there that lost their jobs. Their restaurants have been closed down. Their businesses have been closing down. Why are these people still being paid not to do their job? And I ask that on a state level. Mm-hmm. I ask that on a federal level. Why are these people, they'll take a pandemic and they'll use that as an excuse for not working hard. But recently, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been pushing rumors that she is thinking about running for Chuck Schumer's Senate seat.
What?
Yeah.
So changing from the Congress to the Senate, huh?
Yeah. So she really wants to be in the Senate because that's a longer term.
Yeah.
And it'll give her a little bit more time. But she is really thinking about running in 2022 against Chuck Schumer.
Interesting.
Would she have a chance to beat Chuck Schumer? I personally believe that she would because
that's crazy.
The people of New York have drank the Kool-Aid, and Chuck Schumer has been there, him and Nancy Pelosi. I think he's in the 70s. Nancy's in her 80s. As a Democratic Party, they need new blood.
Yeah.
And same thing on the Republican side. We need new blood. And I think we need more common people, less attorneys, and we need a term limits. By God,
here's
we
the
need
problem.
term limits.
And you have such a deep swamp, and you have such inbred corruption over all of this time, and you get the progressives on the left, and then you get Trumps on the right.
Yeah.
That are coming out and are winning these seats, and people are going, why is this happening? It's because we're sick of the politics as normal. We're sick of the Democrats and the Republicans and the crap that they continue to do.
Part of me wishes that, that the leader for the Republicans in the House would have lost his bid in Kentucky, but it did not happen. And, that guy's got ties with China.
Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, Mitch McConnell. As we start looking at everybody that has ties with China, the list is long. It's just not one congressman that gets busted because he has a relationship with a Chinese national. There are many more.
Sure.
There are many more. Feinstein, Pelosi, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's wife, her sister is on the board of directors for the Chinese National Bank. All the shipping, the ships that are built in China for the family business. I mean, the list goes on. The loans are made from the Chinese National Bank. You want to know why Mitch McConnell never talks crap about the Chinese? That's why.
That's why.
That's why we need term limits. The only way to fix America is term limits. And I need everybody to start pressuring their Congress members and their senators and saying, hey, where do we stand on this?
Let's vote for term limits.
Let's get some term limits in, because they're never going to do it on their own. I think it needs to be a constitutional amendment that everybody votes on, because we cannot leave it up to our legislators. They're not going to vote on it.
Why would they vote to give themselves, they're obviously voting themselves pay raises. Are they going to vote themselves pay cuts or vote themselves term cuts?
No.
No.
So the only way we can do it is get these folks out of office. Hey, I didn't say it in the beginning of the video, but we need you to subscribe, tell your friends. We're going to get back to normal, doing 2 shows a week for the new year. So keep that in mind. Hey, if you could, of course, like and subscribe, but share this with your friends and tell them 2 bald guys on the right are okay, if you would.
We would appreciate that. And so we'll make this a regular thing again now that we're back to being a little more normal. So last show of 2020, but looking forward to 2021. And at the very least, we're going to have plenty to talk about, depending on what's going on with the election and everything else. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens on January 6th, but we'll be here to tell you all about it.
So if you hear fireworks going off for, can we shoot fireworks off for New Year's?
Not usually, no.
And my old neighborhood, they shot off guns.
We can.
They shot off guns. That was scary.
We can, but it's not a normal thing.
Okay. God bless you guys. Have a good night, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. We'll talk to you guys again. Don't forget we're on all the podcast platforms. You can stream us wherever you get podcasts, and of course on YouTube too.